So today's Srimad Bhagavatam class is on the pastimes of Śrī Rāma Bhagavan. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 9, Chapter 10. I think for chanting we will chant the fourth verse, which is Ekashloki Ramayana. There are two Ekashloki Ramayana. One is by somebody else. Nine, 10, 4. Gurvarthe tyakta rajyo. So one line is 21 syllables. So three parts of one line. So I will chant first line first. Then you will know the tune. Then we will chant together. Gurvarthe tyakta rajyo vyacharadanovanam padma padbhyam priyaya. So yeah, can you? Okay, you can follow one full line, or we do three parts, one part by one. Gurvarthe tyakta rajyo vyacharadanovanam padma padbhyam priyaya पाणिस्पर्शाक्षमाभ्यां मृजितपथरुजो यो हरीन्द्रानुजाभ्यां वैरूप्याच्छूर्पणख्याः प्रियविरहरुषा रोपितभ्रूविजृम्भा त्रस्ताब्धिर्बद्धसेतुः खलदवदहनः कोसलेन्द्रोऽवतान्नः Guruvarthe. For the sake of keeping the promise of his father. Tyakta rajyah. Giving up the position of king. Vyacharat. Wandered. Anuvanam. From one forest to another. Padma padbhyam. By his two lotus feet. Priyayah. With his very dear wife Mother Sita. Panisparsha akshamabhyam, which was so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palm. Mrijita patharujaha, whose fatigue due to walking on the street was diminished. Yah, the Lord who, Harindra Anujabhyam, accompanied by the king of the monkeys Hanuman and his younger brother Lakshmana. Vairupyat, because of being disfigured. Shurpanakhyah, of the Rakshasi demoness named Shurpanakha. Priya Viraha, being aggrieved by separation from his very dear wife. Rusha Aropita Bhru Vijrumbha, by flickering of his raised eyebrows in anger. Trasta, fearing. Abdhihi, the ocean. Baddha Setu, one who constructed a bridge over the ocean. Khaladavadahana, killer of envious persons like Ravana, like a fire devouring a forest. Kosala Indraha, the king of Ayodhya, Avatat, be pleased to protect Naha, us. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki Jai. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and, accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or by another monkey, Sugriva, king of the monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshmana, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Shurpanakha, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord Ramchandra give us all protection. Please repeat. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and, accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or by another monkey, Sugriva, king of the monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshmana, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Shurpanakha, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord Ramachandra give us all protection. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rūpam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So from here starts the brief description of Ramchandra's pastimes. So this verse, actually the whole Bhagavatam, Ramchandra's Leela is very briefly described, because as in the previous verse, Sukadeva Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaj, Tasyanucharitam Rajan Rishibhistattvadarshibhih Shrutam Hivarnitam Bhuri Tvaya Sitapater Moho. Varnitam Bhuri means many, as they have described, have been so nicely described, have all been heard. Shrutam hi varnitam bhuri. Bhuri means a lot. O King Parikshit, the transcendental activities of Lord Ramachandra have been described by great saintly persons who have seen the truth. Because you have heard again and again about Lord Ramachandra, the husband of Mother Sita, I shall describe these activities only in brief. Please listen. So from this we can understand that during the time of the Pandavas, the narration of Ramayana was very common. And it is even current now. The traces of it we can see in not only in India, anywhere outside. So, even in Italy, there are two places, Rome and Ravenna, which is akin to Ram and Ravana. In fact, in India, there are about 300 versions of Ramayana, apparently. Some may be distorted also, but there are many versions like that. Like Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, we know, and there is Ramcharit Manas by Tulsidas. Then there is, what is the Telugu? No, Tamil, Kamba Ramayana, there is there. And then there is by, there is another one, Telugu. Then there is also the Raghuvamsha by Kalidas, Raghuvamsha, which was quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita, 2 verses, very important verses. Actually, 1 verse from Raghuvamsha. So, here, Guruvarthe Tyakta Rajyo Vyacharad Anuvanam Padma Padhyam, Vyacharad Anuvanam. So, Guruvarthe, for the sake of Guru. So, Guru means elders. Hey, Haribo, you cannot lean on the harmonium. Balram. Every instrument, not only Mridanga, that is used in Sankirtan is expansion of Balram. So, Guruvarthe Tyakta Rajyo Vyacharad Anuvanam. So, this is mentioned in this verse. There is a verse in Bhagavatam 11.5.34 that describes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but also describes Rama and Krishna also. It's a very famous verse among the Gaudiyas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsita rajya lakshmim dharmishtharya vachasa yadagadharanyam Maya mrigam dayitayepsitamanvathavat Vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. So, Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsita rajya lakshmim dharmishtha aryavachasa. So, this is same as Guruvarthe Tyakta Rajyo Vyacharadanovanam. O Mahapurusha, I worship your lotus feet. You gave up the association of the goddess of fortune and all her opulence which is most difficult to renounce and is hankered after by even the great demigods. Being the most faithful follower of the path of religion, you thus left for the forest in obedience to a Brahmana's curse. Arya Vachasa. This is regarding Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because there was one Brahmana who cursed him when he was having kirtan in Srivasangam with closed doors. He was not allowed to enter, so he cursed, "May you never be happy in material life, in this world. May you never be happy in family life." And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted it as a blessing and took sannyas. So, in that way, he went to the forest. He gave up the opulence of family life. Being the most faithful follower of the path of religion, you thus left for the forest in obedience to Brahmana's curse. But in the case of Ramachandra Bhagavan, this Arya Vachasa, Vachasa means actually not just curse, by the words. Vacha means words. So Vachasa means by the words. So in the case of Ramayana, it is his father's order. Father's order, which is actually based on his wife's Kaikeyi's tantrums. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditioned souls who are always in pursuit of the false enjoyment of illusion and at the same time engaged in searching out their own desired object, Lord Shyam Sundar. 610.8. Goswamis? So in this purport itself, the three incarnations, Rama, Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. According to the Vaishnava Acharyas, this important verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam is understood to describe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna and also Lord Śrī Rāma We will read just the, you can read the whole purport by yourself, but I'll just read the Rama part. So this is Jiva Goswami explaining Krishna. Then here Maya becomes Radharani. Then Sridhar Swami has explained how this verse also describes the incarnation of Lord Sri Ramachandra. Although the Lord is completely independent and detached from everything, he becomes attached to his pure devotees due to their love for him. In the great capital of Ayodhya, all of the citizens loved Ramachandra more than can be described. In this context, Arya Vachasa means that by the order of his father, who was just like his guru, Ramachandra gave up everything and went to the forest. There he exhibited his great affection for Mother Sita and chased after Maya Mrigam, or the illusory deer that had been created by the trick of Ravana. That this golden deer was especially desired Krishna. That this golden deer was especially desired by Srimati Sita Devi is indicated by the word Dayita Yepsitam. So in this way, but we can understand something from this verse. Wow, this is very painful. Guruvarthe tyakta rajyo vyacharad anubanam. So there are many interpretations to this, like even 10 145, I guess. uh, 146, I think. Nirvicharam gurorajñam maya karya mahatmanah shreyo hyevam bhavatyascha mama chaiva visheshatah. The order of a great personality like a father must be executed without consideration, because there is good fortune in such an order for both of us. In particular, there is good fortune for me. So Ramachandra Bhagavan is saying, this is from the, where is it mentioned? I think in the previous verse, yeah. You see, Ramachandra is saying to Sita from Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, 22nd chapter, 9th verse. And previous, this one is from the Raghuvamsha by Kalidas. Very nice verse. But you see, Nirvicharam Guru Rajna. Lord Ramchandra has exhibited the opulence of renunciation by giving up the throne. Next day he was going to be coronated, and today he gave up. Full turn of events, 180 degrees, and out of nowhere. But he was unmoved. Whatever Father says. He did not throw tantrum. Oh, you asked me to become, next prince of Ayodhya and king, and now you are saying this thing. What is this? Last minute, I was not prepared for this. Nothing. What? So Subal Prabhu was telling that even when he was appointed as the king, there wasn't any jubilation. Everything. That's why that's how we have to conduct ourselves, as Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, 6:8, I think. ज्ञान विज्ञान तृप्तात्मा कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्ट्राश्मकाञ्चनः. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi or mystic when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Then next also is very important. सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीनं मध्यस्थद्वेष्य बन्धुषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते. A person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral, mediators, the envious, friends and enemies, the pious and the sinners, all with an equal mind. Why one is more advanced? Why one is considered still further advanced? Advanced than this 6:8, which is a person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. Such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it be pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. Loshtrashma Kanchana. So how is this other person more advanced? Because possessions is one thing, but people living are more dear or agitate our mind more than dead material things. What is that? Friends, enemies, neutral parties, sadhu, papi, everybody, they influence our consciousness differently. Even those, if one is samabuddhir vishishyate, then he is very advanced. That does not mean that he considers sadhu and papi the same, then he just stays aloof from both of them. He especially covets the association of sadhus and he relinquishes the association of sinful people. In fact, Katyayani Samhita says, Nanmagnihi Pramadanama. No, not this. Panjarantar. Yeah. वरम हुतवह ज्वाला पंजरांतर व्यवस्थितिः न शौरिचिंता विमुख जन संवास वैशसम्. It is better to accept the miseries of being encaged within bars and surrounded by burning flames than to associate with those bereft of Krishna consciousness. Such association is a very great hardship. So they said that we should stay away from these people, from non-devotees. In fact, Mukundamala Stotra, 24th verse says, Madraksham kshena punyan kshanamapi bhavato bhaktihinam padabje Mashrausham shravya bandham tava charitam apasyanyadakhyana jatam Masmarsham madhavatvam api bhuvanapate chetasa pahnuvanan Ma bhuvam tvatsapariya Vyatikara-rahito janma janmantareti. O Madhava, please do not let me even glance at those whose pious credits are so depleted that they have no devotion for your lotus feet. Please do not let me be distracted from listening to the worthy. Please do not let me be distracted from listening to the worthy narrations of your pastimes and become interested in other topics. Please, O Lord of the universe, let me pay no attention to those who avoid thinking of you. And let me never be unable to serve you in some menial way, birth after birth. So there are many such verses which decry the association of non-devotees. But what is this sadhu swapisa papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate? That means one should understand that all of them, whether envious or loving, whether envious towards the Supreme Lord or lovingly disposed, they all are parts and parcels of Krishna. The ones who are envious are not something else than the parts and parcels of the Lord. It is just that they are differently now conditioned because of their envy towards the Supreme Lord. If we realize that, then our anger towards them is properly directed when we are angry with them. We are not exactly angry at them, but angry, or we may exhibit anger to drive away the Maya that is haunting them. Otherwise, they are actually loving servants of Krishna, but who have been misled because of their own envy. So anyway, Ramachandra Bhagavan, he exhibited such renunciation, nirvicharam gurorajnam. Another thing that we can learn from here is Gurvarthe tyakta rajyo vyacharadanovanam. That means, for the sake of the Guru, we should be able to give up all kinds of comforts and serve the Guru. What is that? For the Guru, one must give up everything. Sarva labdharpanena cha. Guru shushrūshaya bhaktya sarvalabdharpanena cha sangena sadhu bhaktanam ishvararadhanena cha shraddhaya tat kathayam cha kirtanair gunakarmanam tatpadamburuhadhyana tallingeksharhanadibhih. One must accept the bona fide spiritual master and render service unto him with great devotion and faith. Whatever one has in one's possession should be offered to the spiritual master, and in the association of saintly persons and devotees, one should worship the Lord here. The glories of the Lord with faith, glorify the transcendental qualities and activities of the Lord, always meditate on the Lord's lotus feet, and worship the deity of the Lord strictly according to the injunctions of the Shastra and Guru. So the disciple should do this immediately. Gurvarthe tyakta rajyo. Just like the Goswamis, Tyaktva, what is that? Turnam ashesha mandalapatim sada tuchhavat. Tuchhavat. Gurvarthe tyakta rajyo. So, like stool, just like Bharat Maharaj gave up his family and kingdom, everything for self-realization. And the Goswamis did the same to surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, for the sake of serving the Guru, one has to give up the greatest riches in this world, all material possessions, because what the Guru can give, what can he give? Jahara prasade bhai ei bhavatariya jai Krishna prapti hoy jaha hoy. He can give Krishna, Jahara prasade. So the Guru, by his prasad, we can transcend the material world and obtain Krishna, who's unattainable otherwise. In fact, we must be so devoted to Guru, like Bhaktisiddhanta. I was mentioning this in the previous lecture. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that, we usually understand that whatever is related to Krishna is dear to him, therefore it should be worshipped. For example, the Vaishnavas, Tulasi, Bhagavatam, Radha Kunda, like that. So it is because Radharani is dear to Krishna, we worship Radharani. But he said the reverse. No. It is because Krishna is dear to Radharani, we worship Krishna. Our thing is to be fixed at the lotus feet of Radharani. Because she is interested in Krishna, we worship Krishna to please her. Now there is a very huge difference between the two. Because if we think that we should worship Radharani because she is dear to Krishna, so to get to Krishna, I would worship Radharani. So what would happen if I get Krishna? Now I would set aside Radharani because I have achieved my goal. So there is a trace of Mayavad there. When we consider that we can go to Krishna directly, just like Prabhupada said, Rupa Goswami said in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that if we try to become one of the personal associates of the Lord, like Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, it is actually impersonalism. We cannot become one with them or become them. It is just as bad as trying to become the Lord himself, to become one of the close associates of the Lord. We should always be dasa, dasana, dasa. So there will be a maryada vyatikrama that will happen if we consider the Guru a stepping stone to Krishna. Oh, through Guru I will get Krishna, and therefore Guru is the medium through which once I go to Krishna, I don't need Guru. No. Therefore, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur fully flipped it on its head and said, no, we are interested in Radharani. Because she is interested in Krishna, we will worship him to please her. Our business is to please her. So similarly, our business is not to please Krishna directly. Business is to please Guru. Because Guru is worshipping Krishna, therefore we worship Krishna to please Guru. We don't please... in other words, we don't serve Guru to please Krishna, but we serve Krishna to please Guru. And we of course serve Guru to please Krishna so that the Guru will be pleased again. So our focus should be Guru's lotus feet. And that's why then I understood, it took me a while actually, why is he saying like the other way? Maybe there is much more depth to it, but this much I could understand. That's why one of his favorite songs is Śrī Rāma Navamī. Because there it is said that my goal of my bhajan, my sadhan, my pujan, my vrata, my tapa, my dhan, everything is the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. I am chanting Hare Krishna to attain the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. What? Why Rupa Goswami? Why not Krishna? But we cannot. So to make it fixed that we will always be dasa, dasana, dasa. If we consider the other way around, we will try to become das, which is as good as becoming Prabhu. It you want to become directly Krishna's servant, Prabhu, I'm big Prabhu. I have achieved the feet of the Supreme Lord. I am now Prabhupada. So like this, it will become. But if I see this way, that we should only our fixture is Radharani, or fixture is the Guru. Everything revolves around the little feet of the Guru for us. Then we will forever remain Dasa Dasa Anudas. We will never shake. So we should always know what is the fixed pivot we should hold. Lotus feet of the Guru is the fixed pivot. So, how to obey the Guru? These two verses from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya very nicely explain this. This is from Raghuvamsha. Sashushruvan matari bhargavena piturniyogat prahritam dvishadvat pratyagruhida grajasasanam tad agnya gurunam hyavicharaniya. I could not have understood the meaning of this verse if not for the research we did for the Ritvik, for the new version of the IS-77 book. You see here, being ordered by his father, Parshuram killed his mother Renuka just as if he were an enemy. When Lakshmana, the younger brother of Lord Ramachandra, heard of this, he immediately engaged himself in the service of his elder brother and accepted his orders. The order of the spiritual master must be obeyed without consideration. What is it that... So, okay, the order of the spiritual master must be obeyed without consideration. Understood. But what is the example of Lakshman here? Immediately engaged himself in the service of his elder brother. And why did he remember Parshuram killing his mother? What was the context? I could not understand. It would not have been clear actually. But, so the hint was here. Hint was in the purport, Raghuvamsha, 1446. So went to Internet, Raghuvamsha, 1445. What it was? That Ramachandra ordered Lakshman to send Sita away to the sage ashram, Valmiki, in his ashram, abandon her while she was pregnant. Ramachandra could not himself get himself to do it. And he knew that Bharat and Shatrugna will not be able to do it. Only Lakshman can do it. He knew. Why? Because he was a dutiful brother. Not because Lakshman had a hard heart. No, because he would not reject the word of his elder brother, who was like his guru. And the reference, when Ramachandra ordered him like this, Lakshman, it is said, Agnya Guru Naham hi avicharaniya. We should not do vichar on Guru Agnya. But he did vichar. He did vichar. Is there a preceding precedence? Is there a precedence to such a... Because protection of women is a fundamental moral code, religious code. And especially when she is pregnant, and more so she is a queen, more so she is a goddess of fortune. How can she be abandoned? What is this? How can misfortune come upon the goddess of fortune? So everything is very upside down in the whole situation. So he thought about it. Oh, there is a precedence. The woman must be protected, much so mother. And for Lakshman, Sita is like the mother. So Parshuram killed his mother, beheaded her without even the slightest. For Parshuram, there was no precedence. He did not think, when his father Jamadagni asked him to kill his mother, he just killed. My father asked me, finish. Beheaded her. But there was a vichar there also. Because he knows that his father is so powerful that he can give him boon. Yes. So, but that there was no promise yet. Anything, it could have gone anywhere. But still, Agnya Gurunam hi avicharaniya. So the precedence was, so when Lakshman considered the precedence, it was not just the precedence of a woman who was supposed to be protected was slaughtered. That was not the precedence. The precedence was not that a woman can be neglected. Yes, there is a precedence of a woman being neglected. No, it can be misunderstood that way. Oh, here also a woman can be then neglected, she can be sent away. No. The precedence is of the acceptance without contemplation, the order of the spiritual master. That's the real precedence. And the precedence also is of an unconventional order. So even if the Guru's order is unconventional, it has to be accepted. Dasharath, what he did is sort of unconventional as well. But when you consider these two, Parshuram and Mother Sita's banishment, maybe it's a bit less. But so however unconventional a Guru's order may be, which is the case with our Ritvik order, they say, oh, never, no precedence, nothing. It doesn't matter. Gurvarthe tyaktarajyo vyacharad anuvanam. So even if that would mean, for example, Sundar Gopal Prabhu, he had to give up his connection with the entire ISKCON and like Vyacharad anuvanam. He has to be just like Ramachandra, he was in the forest, given up by the kingly this thing. So similarly, he is cut off from the entire ISKCON, but he did not hesitate even a second once he found out the order of Prabhupada. That is how we should accept. And there is a 3:24:13, I think. एतावत्येव शुश्रूषा कार्या पितरिपुत्रकैः बाढम् इत्यनुमन्येत गौरवेण गुरोर्वचः. Sons ought to render service to their father exactly to this extent. One should obey the command of his father or spiritual master with due deference, saying, yes, sir. So, Badham. There is another nice verse. What is that? How good first, second, and third class sons. Huh? Yeah. I think 10, 18, 40. Yeah. This is 9, 18, 44. Just two chapters before. Is it? No, 9, 10 now. 9, 18. Okay. Uttamaschintitam kuriyat proktakari tu madhyamah adhamo shraddhaya kuriyad akartocharitam pituhu. Pituhu or guru, same. A son who acts by anticipating what his father wants him to do is first class. One who acts upon receiving his father's order is second class. And one who executes his father's order irreverently is third class. But a son who refuses his father's order is like his father's tool. Chanakya Pandit is also it's the I think Manusmriti or something. Putra, the definition of putra. Punnamno narakad prayate iti putra. The father, the putra must deliver his father. Otherwise, he's mutra. So, stool or urine. So, even when we have to obey Gurvarthe Tyaktarajyo, how much can we actually tyag for the Guru? Because Prabhupada also, this is 3 classes of people who actually follow the order of the father or Guru. But there are still 3 class. Yeah, degree. So just because I am following the order of the Guru is not simply because, that means I am a good disciple. I can be first, second, third class disciple or worst disciple who refuse the order. So even following the order, how am I following? To what extent am I surrendering myself to the order? So we should how to say? Evaluate ourselves, analyze ourselves. Am I following the order of my Guru? Anticipating, of course, we we cannot speculate. But once we become more advanced, then we will be able to know the mind of the Guru. by the mercy of the Guru. Like Prabhupada, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur sent his 4 disciples, no, I think 3 of them, to London, he gave them a certain set of instructions. But Prabhupada, when he went to America, he did not kind of follow those instructions. He went on a much more, how I would say, adherent path. For example, in London, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked him to have a hostel. He did not say temple or something like that, hostel. And he did not mind his disciples wearing sometimes Western clothes. He himself kind of wore. But Prabhupada did not even do that when he went to America. And there was another controversial instruction that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave. Very, very controversial. Huh? No. There was a Sir John Anderson was the I think governor of Bengal at that time, and the inauguration of Chaitanya Mutt, the first temple, I think it was inauguration of Chaitanya Mutt or Gaur Jayanti celebration or something. Sir John Anderson came, Britisher, right? So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur arranged for his accommodation in a hotel. It was very remote. Mayapur, he came to Mayapur. Mayapur was like a forest. Nothing. Almost nobody knows. Very, very remote. But he somehow brought him. So he was staying for the festival, I think 2-3 days he was staying in a hotel. And he arranged even meat for him. He asked the hotel to take care of all the arrangements, even whatever meat, whatever they want, give him. And he asked Sridhar Maharaj, when you go to London, at that time when they were going to London, he said, if meat has to be served, do it, if you have to preach. Then Sridhar Maharaj kind of opposed that. No, it will get us a very bad name. How can we do such a thing? What will we, how will they see us? Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, don't argue with me. I have thought about all of this many births before. He said like that. So I don't think they did that when they went there. But we should understand how eager Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was. This is why sometimes, so now, of course, as followers of Bhaktisiddhanta, and we have to have due deference for our predecessor acharyas, we cannot criticize them, right? But at that time, there was hush in the Gaudiya Math. Like, how can he say something like that? Which happens even now towards senior devotees. How can he say something like this? How can he do something like that? We have sometimes some opinions sometimes. But just imagine, this is not to kind of publicize this too much, but to that extent, we can just we can see how eager he was to preach, that even if it be so difficult that they would not hear Krishna Katha without eating meat, serve it. Let them hear Hari Katha. So a similar thing was when the chai wala shop was there, because the Gaudiya Math Bagh Bazaar temple was there. Everybody going to the other side of the road. He was fed up. Why people are going to the other side? He asked one of the disciples, why are they going to the other side of the road? Why cannot come to the temple? No, there's a chai shop here. That's why they're going there. Open chai shop here. Open tea stall here. Because once the tea stall, then they will come. They will go inside. So somehow or other, he wants to attract them. But you see, Prabhupada, when he went there, he did not introduce any of these things, and yet became successful. So, and success was unprecedented at all. Never before seen It's a miracle in Kali Yuga. And that is because he anticipated, he knew what the real intention of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was. Even if it seemed like he was grossly compromising, he understood that he was not advocating for such sinful activities. Similarly, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did to what Bhakti Vinod Thakur ordered. Sometimes people get fixated on the lesser important thing and give up the more important thing in the instruction. So just like this serving meat for Harikatha. People get fixated, how can he do something like, of course it is shocking. For any of us it will be shocking. I was shocked when I read that. But Acharya did it, So we have to now, so when things go against our understanding, or sometimes even our, not just conditioning, our understanding of scripture, even understanding of the Acharya, it is according to Hari, Guru, Vaishnava that we have to not have this. Even if that is the case, when the Acharya does it, then we have to recalibrate to accommodate the Acharya in our head and not give up any portion of him. Not like I accept everything the Bhaktisiddhanta, but that I want thing, I will not talk about it, I will not say it. I can't be like that. That's how Maya will enter. One ship, there is one crack, the water will start from there and then it will become the whole ship hull will be broken open. So if we allow one thing to seep in, the Maya to seep in, the current will be so strong that everything will just open wide and the whole boat is broken and we are cast to the waters. So when we face some things like this, where an established Acharya says something so difficult to digest, we should immediately accommodate the Acharya's words and try to justify. This is completely different from justifying our wrongs, justifying conditional people's wrongs. Oh, it's okay because of this. This is a very delicate subject matter in spiritual life, but in the case of the Acharyas, who are obviously guided by Krishna, we should know that they are always right in whatever they say. And we should also know the real intention of such Acharya. So what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did that was similarly criticized in comparison with Bhakti Vinod Thakur's orders was, Bhakti Vinod Thakur did not establish an institution anywhere. He did, like Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha, or what is the other one? Pracharani Sabha, Gaura something, Pracharani Sabha, Bhagavat Pracharani, something. So it was a loose organization of devotees, non-devotees, semi-devotees kind of. He did not kind of establish temples and start recruiting brahmacharis and nothing like that. In fact, he just gave speeches here and there. He wrote songs which he never published. They just remained as manuscripts, which were published much later by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, held in custody by Lalita Prasad Thakur, who was one of the sons of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was not giving them for quite some time. So there were many such. He wrote books and songs, philosophy, much on philosophy, but not even published. And he spoke. Yes, he attracted the intelligentsia to accept the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but he never established anything like a temple or a movement. None of that. Those weren't even like in the idea. But Ramakrishna Mission, they did it. They were very methodical in their, at that time. Now there are more potency. At that time, they were very fervent in their movement. So they had societies, they had ashrams, they had brahmacharis, they had sannyasis. And Kunj Bihari Prabhu, one of the chief disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur at the time, he was from there, from that mission. And he adopted many of their management practices and brought to Gaudiya Math. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur authorized all of them. And that's how Gaudiya Math became very, and he in fact took it to next level. The organization and everything. The theistic exhibitions that he did, revolutionary. So he found out, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that, one must be Grihastha. Grihastha is the best ashram for Vaishnavas. We can make the maximum advancement. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was like, brahmachari is brahmachari, and he extricated people from their houses and made them brahmacharis. Preached forcefully and then made them brahmacharis and made them sannyasis. When sannyasis ashram is not there, Bhaktivinoda Thakur did not accept sannyas. There was Babaji Vesh, quietly they will do something, but sannyas, preaching like this, very vocal and very, very caustic, very scathing preaching techniques, burning all the pseudo religion to ashes with his. They said his words were like his tongue and pen were like the axe of Parshuram. His tongue and pen were like the axe of Parshuram, sharp, to behead demoniac tendency. So he was that forceful, and then so Lalita Prasad Thakur, his brother, always criticized him. You see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said Grihastha, he is making brahmacharya. They fixate on the lower instruction and not accept the higher instruction. Do you think Bhaktivinoda Thakur was against brahmacharya and sannyas? No. But at that time, Vaishnava religion means so-called renunciates who are totally debauchees. So to get them to a more civilized, more respectable position, he said Grihastha is better instead of illicit sex. But if one can become brahmacharya and sannyasi, why not? But we must be very fixed in the character and everything, of course. There is a risk in Kali Yuga, there is a risk of fall down very easily. So therefore, one must keep his spiritual strength intact and becoming stronger over time. So in that way, one has to maintain. So he took the risk of maybe some of his disciples would fall down, and yes, main disciple fell down. His senior-most disciple fell down horribly, in the worst possible way. Ananta Vasudeva Guru. Married a prostitute. Prostitute died, killed their son, killed herself. From where to where? He was the most scholarly disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, became the worst. And he committed suicide himself. It's horrible. So, anything can happen. So, if we reject the Guru's order, so therefore, if we give up Guru, forget it, Krishna is out of question. Krishna won't even care. He won't even care. So, how we execute the Guru's order, even if we are doing in the beginning, third class, oh, I must wake up, Mangalarati. I heard one devotee say even this thing, very, very offensive. But the devotee said that like this: why should Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja be on the next day after Janmashtami? 2 consecutive festivals like this, very tiresome. What? I mean, disciple, Ritvik. But look at the irreverently doing service, but just out of joke passed a comment like this. You cannot even joke about this. Not joke, it's like half serious. But we cannot say things like that. Some things are just beyond. We cannot transgress. Cannot even as a joke say something like that. So we should become not only just disciple, but we will become first-class disciple. At least second-class disciple. Upon receiving the order of the Guru, one must execute. At least that much we must do. In the beginning, of course, we cannot estimate, but eventually, after we take up the Guru's order very strictly, then the Guru will give intelligence how to even estimate, what is the word? Anticipate what he would want in a certain situation. That empowerment Guru will give. Just like he gave, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada also mentioned the 4 kinds of disciples. Guru Bhogi, Guru Tyagi, Guru Drohi, Guru Sevi. 4 kinds of disciples. The last one is actual disciple. The other 3 are not. They are traitors. Guru Bhogi means one who enjoys the property of Guru, who lives in the temple or but he is just not interested in missionary activities. He is not interested to serve the order of the Guru. Guru Bhogi. Guru Tyagi, one who gives up his Guru and goes back to material life. There is Guru Tyagi. Next, Guru Drohi. He is the worst type of disciple. He is a traitor to the Guru. He lives within the movement to destroy, to put, deliberately disobey the order and promulgate such deliberate disobedience. Like what happened with the ISKCON. The Guru system of ISKCON, I think you are used to London, no? There the system is going on. I think you should be introduced to this. You should read that book, IA 77, Initiations After 1977. We have compiled a book based on Prabhupada's orders. You should get that book and read. Very important for you, because you will be going back there. Because in ISKCON, they have deliberately disobeyed this order. Prabhupada mentioned that nobody should be Guru after me, Ritvik system, everybody must be my disciple. That means if you become a disciple, you become Prabhupada's disciple. But you see, they put that order aside, they became Guru. This is Guru Droha. The whole of ISKCON, this is the problem. And because of that, there are multiple cascading problems downstream. So, Guru Drohi. Only the Guru Sevi, the one who serves the spiritual master without any ulterior motive, he is actual disciple. So, we should be like that. Guruvarthe Tyapparajyo. We did not even go to the full line of the first line of this verse, but I think we will stop it here. That is one thing we can learn. I think it's an important lesson for all of us to learn. Huh? Yeah, I can give 1 month class. In fact, on this also there are so many things. You can go deep. So, yeah, one last thing I want to say. That on festival days, I was just reading, I just completed the chapter on festivals, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur on festivals. So, especially the Annakut festival became very popular. Govardhan Puja Annakut festival became very popular. Apparently in Banaras, in Varanasi, it is a very popular festival from age-old thing. But he's become more popular than even Banaras. First instance, I think in Kolkata, 1 lakh visitors, and the next time 10 lakh visitors. 1 million people coming for the Annakut ceremony. Our Govardhan Puja is so small. Right? Yeah, Govardhan Puja, Annakut. So the ceremony is so big. So every festival was very opulently done and everything. But he said, festivals are not just gastronomical affairs. It means eating, only food. Gastronomical. He said it's not just gastronomical affairs. As much as there should be heaps of Mahaprasad, there should be heaps of Harikatha. So he wanted, like all devotees are always engaged in service on festival days. In each mutt, he used to have the senior most, the sannyasi or the senior. He will sit down and do Harikatha, Krishna Katha, pastimes of Ramachandra or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Annakut ceremony. They used to read Madhavendra Puri's Annakut festival. Sometimes Govardhan Leela of Krishna Bhagavatam. So this Harikatha and bhajans, And even if informally and formally, like formal lecture type, or if a group of devotees come, they will, okay, gather them and speak to them about. Sometimes they used to do Parayan, the entire verses, all verses. They just chant and read the translations of the full chapter, just reading with a mic. Whoever comes, they hear or not, whatever. But those people, they do this. Whole the senior devotees, huh? Yeah, they read like that. They used to engage in Krishna service on festivals, and his festival was very grand. Everything was very grand. Yesterday, I was reading about the theistic exhibitions. You should read the. He used to have the dioramas, right? That much I knew. Okay, he was dioramas. He read something innovative. He just did not use this as a attract people only. No, Narsimha Prahlad diorama was there. I mean, Hiranyakashipu killing and Prahlad on the side. The description you should read. High philosophy, super high philosophy, making it very contextual for the common man. But of course, language is very high. But honestly, you should read that. It's just he preached. He used it as another form of lecturing only. The whole theistic exhibition was a lecture only. Wherever you go, so those who are illiterate, they will see the forms and wow, it's something. They will just, and those who are educated, they were also very much, they were appreciative because when they read the descriptions there, and each was given the pamphlet also about descriptions of each of the exhibits, and he had, how big the exhibition was. Um, what, 10 acres? No, wait, am I getting it wrong? Something big, like a village almost. And they had a secular part, there are other people having stalls, and then they had also. It was big, and he was describing very high philosophy on each exhibit. So even the educated, otherwise educated for them, it's like okay, nice, just walk and go. Cannot be just like that. No, they must be educated, and not just vaguely. Oh, this is Hiranyakashipu. This is Narasimha killed him, and no, that demon. We are the demon. We have all those demonic tendencies. We have to change. Okay, very nicely. You should read the description of the Narasimha of Bhaktivedanta. Oh, beautiful. So, like that, very grandly he did it. Prabhupada also carried the same thing forward, grand festivals, everything. So we should also think how to make our festivals grander. Now, from nothing, we brought when Prabhu was doing the Rath Yatra day, when we made a history thing. So small, some obscure festival. Now Rath Yatra is such a huge mega event. And Rath Yatra is not, Jagannath is unknown in Singapore. Like, it's not in Tamil culture, it's not in there. They will never understand what Jagannath is. And still it became so this thing. So eventually we should think of how to make other festivals also as popular. Gaur Purnima, Ram Navamī, Narasimha Chaturdashi. Think of ways and means how to make popular somehow or other. Now we are just doing this as lesser festivals, and Janmashtami and Rath Yatra is our main festival. It should change all our boat festival, everything should become very, yeah. You should think of how to make it bigger and bigger. Thousands of people should come like that. Tens of thousands. Think of like that. Okay, we'll stop it here. Any comments or? Oh, we have somebody who's saying, sorry, but I got to know about you when you posted a video expressing hatred against Sadhguru and Gaur Gopal Das. Yes, not hatred. It's not hatred, it's just truth. Truth can be caustic for those who are comfortable with the lie. So we just presented the truth, not hatred. They are spreading hatred toward our Veda scriptures by a smile. I am actually trying to get them back to the Veda scriptures, although I had a frown. But I hope this Sanchari Yogi person would read our Bhagavad Gita as it is, so that to actually understand. In fact, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, nobody compromised. You know? So we should be like that. All right, so thank you very much. I request this person who has written this comment, please read Bhagavad Gita as it is, so you know the real purport of what we are saying. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, अयोध्या धाम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद, हरि हरि बोल, हरे कृष्ण।